Hello friends, and welcome back to What the Health with Dr. L, where I share with you brief, less than 10 minutes, evidence-based, backed up by scientific medical research answers to important health and wellness questions. And today's question says, Dr. L, what makes our immune system weak and not able to fight infection efficiently and effectively? From the latest available research, to us, I can tell you that number one factor is malnutrition or undernutrition. And malnutrition is not what you think, because a lot of people might be overfed yet undernourished. Malnutrition has nothing to do with how much we eat or whether we are rich or poor. It has mainly to do with whether we are getting the essential nutrients our bodies need to be able to produce healthy immune cells that are capable of fighting infection efficiently and effectively. And these nutrients, I can summarize them for you. Mainly, the main macronutrient is protein. Protein is very, very important to produce cytokines. These are the chemical messengers our immune system uses to communicate with the different parts of the immune system so that the immune system can launch an effective attack against any foreign invader, whether it's a bacteria or a virus or a parasite or any other pathogen. It's also important for the production of antibodies. Antibodies are very important to mark any foreign invader as a foreign invader so that the T killer cells, which is a type of white blood cells, can go ahead, attack that invader and destroy the invader as soon as possible. So protein is important. A lot of people are not getting enough protein. I personally advise people to have a protein portion with each meal. Other micronutrients include certain vitamins and certain minerals. Vitamins such as vitamin A, vitamin B6, vitamin B9 or folate, vitamin B12, vitamin C, vitamin D, and vitamin E. Minerals such as zinc and iron and copper and selenium. These are all important for the production and the activity of the immune cells. Also, certain the omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3 polyunsaturated fatty acids are long-chain fatty acids that are very, very important to downregulate inflammation, to manage inflammation, so that inflammation will not go into an overdrive that hurts us in the process. EPA, eicosapentaenoic acid, and DHA, docosahexaenoic acid, very, very important. They are important for the health of the immune cell membrane because, they are part of the cell membrane of our immune cells. They are also important in terms of signaling and communicating. They are also important in terms of producing certain chemicals that are very, very important to downregulate or manage the inflammation, to prevent the inflammation from getting too much that in the process it can hurt us as well. So this is number one factor. Also, when it comes to nutrition, water is very important, making sure that we are drinking enough water. I would advise most people need 9 to 13 cups of fluids a day. That is really, really important for the integrity of our skin, of our mucous membrane, of our ability to produce gastric acids, and for the gastric enzymes to work. These are the first line of defense. And if we're not getting enough water, that compromises the integrity of our mucous membrane, of our skin, of our ability to produce the gastric acids, and for the gastric enzymes to work properly to eliminate any foreign invader or any pathogens. So water is important. When it comes to water, I encourage drinking just plain water, maybe with lemon. If you drink a cup of water with lemon, it has 0 calories, it has 0 sugar, versus if you drink a can of soda, it has 150 to 200 calories, and it has 10 and a half teaspoons of sugar. That's too much sugar and too much caffeine and too much empty calories. So keep this in mind as well. Number two factor is environmental toxins such as pollution and smoke. These have a direct negative impact on the function of the different types of white blood cells. Number three factor is chronic inflammation that is a result of chronic diseases such as diabetes mellitus, heart disease, obesity. This chronic inflammation weakens our immune system. For instance, we know for sure that people who are overweight or obese, they have a low grade of chronic inflammation, which puts them at a higher risk for the influenza virus. And it also directly impacts the function of the T lymphocytes, the T killer cells. These are the cells that are attack and their function is to attack and destroy any pathogen, such as viruses and bacteria, any infected cells. Okay, so if the T cells are not working properly, then we are in a big trouble. So we need to keep this in mind, make sure that we properly manage our weight and keep the inflammation down as much as possible. You can also go back to some of my previous videos about how to keep the inflammation down. Number three is lack of sleep. Lack of sleep or sleep deprivation is associated or linked to decreased levels of cytokines, and if we don't have enough levels of cytokines, our bodies cannot effectively and efficiently fight microbes. Also, too much stress makes our bodies have too much stress hormones such as cortisol. That also has a very negative impact on the function of white blood cells. So we need to find ways to manage our stress as well. Age also has to do with it. Elderly people 65 years and older tend to have less ability to produce immune cells. However, this is oftentimes is a direct result of malnutrition. They are not getting enough nutrients in their diet, the essential nutrients I have mentioned before. These are the main factors that actually contribute to weakening of our immune system, and we have learned from the 2020 research that any deficiencies, even slight deficiencies in the essential nutrients our bodies need can actually have a very significant impact on the function of our immune system. So this is important to understand. Next time I'm going to share with you some effective strategies to make sure that we are getting all the essential nutrients we need for the work of our immune system. Until then, you guys stay safe and stay well, especially at the peak of the coronavirus. And please remember to subscribe and share this information with everybody so that we can help raise health awareness as much as we can. Until next time, all my love.